today we're reacting to types of people after high school. Man, high school was good days, good times. I'm not one of those people that are stuck and just always trying to live the glory days of high school, but it was definitely my most active and eventful part of my life, especially now as an adult, sitting in front of this camera every day recording videos. Like, my days do not look too crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I was the person that went ghost after high school. I just disappeared. Like, if you knew me, you knew me, but like to everybody else, I haven't talked to them in years.
You did it. You graduated. You survived 4 years of awkward class presentations, school lunches that probably violated the Geneva Convention, and your Discord group chat did not get leaked. But now you're out. You're free. And suddenly that question hits like a truck. So what's next? Some people sprint toward college like it's the finish line. Others clock into a job 2 days later like, yep, this is life now. And then there's the rest of us just sitting in our room.
That was one thing I didn't like. Certain people that be like, oh, I'm going straight to work. Like, I ain't going to college. Back then, that was like, damn, he really getting to it. Like, he's really ready to start grinding. And I don't know where those people are to this day. Maybe they're millionaires somewhere. But my nigga, I took some time after the school, boy. I was outside in the streets. I'm moving around. I'm doing my damn thing. I'm chilling. You feel me? Like, and then literally, you know, when the semester came, I went to community college. That's what I did. I didn't even jump straight into university. But yeah, like mine wasn't too crazy. I wasn't jumping to work. Like, I was really trying to just chill for a second and experience what I thought was adult free world life. But then bills came.
Like, should I start a podcast or a pyramid scheme? Let's talk about it. The types of people after high school and how weird this phase of life actually is. Starting off, we have the college dreamer. These are kids that always knew they were going to college. They had a dream school, a major, a life plan, a backup plan, and a backup for their backup. They got their dorm set up off Pinterest, joined a Discord server for their class before orientation, and had the roommate's name memorized before they even graduated high school. Fast forward a few weeks and it's like, yeah, I'm 14 grand in debt, I hate my major, and my roommate's been coughing since the second week of school. College is cool if you know what you're doing, but most people don't. Most people just go because they're told to by parents, teachers, guidance counselors, and the ghost of the American dream. And
college was a good time for me. Like, I went to community college for my first 2 years, and that was even cool. Like, I was still at home with my dukes, and you know, that was even cool to an extent. Now, it got wicked when I went to university, for sure. That was like, you are on your own. First time ever being on your own. There's like certain things that you miss out on whenever you decide not to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the smartest thing to do is, you know, if you don't really want to do nothing with college, because I never did nothing with college, but it's to stay at mom's house and figure it out and not spend no money. Like, you know, me going to college, you do miss out. If you don't go, you miss out on a lot of things that you would, you know, essentially not get back at my
and now you're paying 40 grand a year just to cry in a communal bathroom. Fun times. But then there's the people who skip college and go straight into the workforce. They start working warehouse jobs, retail, construction, whatever gets the bills paid. They're making money, stacking checks, and eating out every night because they still live at home and only have 3 bills. At first it sounds smart. You're making money right away, no student loans hanging over your head, and your weekends are free if you're lucky. You start thinking, hey, this might actually be a better path. But then the reality sets in. The hours are long, the pay isn't as life-changing as you thought. You're constantly tired physically and mentally. You go home drained, you wake up drained, and every day starts blurring together. You're surrounded by people twice your age who have been there since before you were even born, and they'll say things like, it's not great, but it's a job, or at least it's stable. They're not chasing anything, they're just surviving. And then that's when it hits you. This isn't a launch pad, this is where people stay, because they don't have time, energy, or options left to go anywhere else.
Ooh, that was greatly put. Oh, damn, my shit still sped up from the last video I was watching. That was a great way to put that, bro. Like, I'm sure that's probably what happens. You like, damn, you kind of people, you can get comfortable if you a certain type of nigga. You fuck around and get comfortable. Like, this is a good situation if you also are developing a plan to exceed this life, or you gonna fuck around and be like Mr. John that be disappearing on his lunch breaks and barely working, but he been working there for the past 15 years, so he's got like seniority or some shit.
It becomes routine. Wake up, commute, work, home, sleep. Do that for the rest of your life, with maybe 2 weeks off per year if your boss approves the PTO. And for a lot of people, the scariest part isn't even the job itself. It's the idea that you could blink and suddenly be like 40, still there, still stuck, wondering what your life could have been if you'd done something else. Then there's that person, the one who said, I'm taking a gap year. Not because they couldn't go to college, not because they had a plan, but because they needed to find themselves, to travel, to breathe, to experience the world. You ask them where they're going and they'll hit you with, I'm thinking Europe or maybe Southeast Asia. You know, go off the grid for a bit. 6 months later, they haven't gone further than the local Taco Bell. They wake up at 2 p.m., scroll TikTok for 3 hours, and then tweet something deep like healing isn't linear. Their idea of working on themselves is watching 3-hour video essays on YouTube about movies they've never seen. They downloaded Duolingo to learn French but stopped after bonjour. They keep saying they're gonna start a clothing brand, and they did design one hoodie in Canva that they haven't posted because they're waiting for the right vibe. And listen, there's no shame in taking a break. Sometimes that time off is necessary, especially if school has burnt you out. But the problem is this break becomes your whole life. You know, 1 month becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, and before you know it, they've built a...
I got an unpopular opinion. I don't believe in breaks. Especially, niggas, bro, people be weird, bro. They'll fuck around, start turning up on whatever it is that they doing. Like, they start getting some success. They start, things start pushing and going, and because things are not working, they want to take a break. Why? That's the time where you're supposed to put foot on gas pedal to the floor. But you want to take a break?
The full routine around doing absolutely nothing. Wake up late, stare at a wall, play some Valorant, hit up their local gas station for dinner, and repeat. But they'll keep saying, trust me, bro, I got plans. And when you ask what those plans are, it's always vague. Big things coming. I'm in a building phase right now. No, you're not. You're in pajamas at 4 p.m. They'll talk about launching something like they're Elon Musk, but the closest thing they've launched is a DoorDash order. They keep referencing the economy like it's the reason they haven't made a move yet. Like, I mean, with inflation, the way it is right now, bro, you don't even pay for gas. What are you talking about? And look, we've all been there to some extent, you know, the weird limbo phase. You're technically free, you don't owe anyone anything, you're just kind of floating, and for a while that can feel amazing. You're not answering to teachers, you're not stuck in a classroom, you're not dealing with exams or deadlines, but if you're not careful, that float becomes a free fall. You stop making decisions, you stop trying, and you convince yourself that you're waiting for the right moment when really you're just scared to start. Gap years are fine, resting is fine, vibing is fine, but if your gap year turns into a gap decade and your life plan still revolves around a clothing brand that does not exist yet, maybe it's time to clock back in. Next up, we have the friend who straight up disappears after high school. High school ends and this person vanishes like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. 1 minute they were at every hangout, every group chat, every chaotic late night Discord call, then poof, they're gone. They stop replying, they leave the Snap group chat without saying,
stop replying? Boy, that stop replying, stop answering. I did that after high school and I did that after college. Both. Like, if you did not know me, as if we were close, I disappeared on your ass. To the point, nigga be like, I'll be doing these videos, right? And it'd be like, damn, bro, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard from you, you been, I just started seeing your videos, or you did this, or you did that. I didn't even know you were. Yeah, I know people probably just rarely even probably recognize me for real. Like, I had some few comments on my videos where it's like, you went to this school, right? I'm like, oh shit, they closed it down on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I disappeared on their ass.
Saying a word. They're not mad. They're not beefing. They just dipped. At first, you're like, maybe they're busy, but then weeks turn into months. Birthdays go by. Inside jokes get forgotten. And the next time you think of them is because Instagram reminded you with one of those weird people you may know stories where they're standing in front of a Jeep with a quote like, only forward from here. Then one day out of nowhere, you run into them. Target, gas station, Taco Bell, doesn't matter. And it's the weirdest interaction of your life. Oh.
Because to be honest, if I see you at the gym, I see you and I recognize you, I'm not saying nothing. We could have been partners, college, whatever. If I see you and I recognize you, I don't want to catch up. I don't want to do that. That's too much talking. It takes too long. If I see you and we knew each other in the past, I saw somebody from my gym the other day. We used to hoop every day at the rec together. Saw that man. I said, I hope on everything I love, I hope to God this man does not notice me. I just don't want to have the conversation.
Oh my God, how have you been? Good, I'm just working a lot, grinding. Yeah, grinding what? No one knows. You're half expecting them to tell you they're a freelance monk or something. And the thing is, they're not weird or rude or distant when you see them again. They're chill, they're polite. It's like catching up with a coworker you forgot you used to be best friends with. You part ways with some, awkward let's hang soon energy, knowing damn well it's never happening. It's not a bad thing really, it's just what happens. People drift, they move towns, they get new jobs, new circles, new priorities, but it still hits you sideways when someone who was in your life every single day just becomes a memory. You start realizing how many friendships were based on proximity, not purpose. Y'all weren't soulmates, y'all just sat next to each other in biology for 4 years. And it's weird because when it happens, you think you did something wrong. Like, did I say something? Did I forget to reply to something important? No, they're just on a different path now, and that's okay. It still stings, but it's okay. Eventually, you'll be that person to someone else too. You'll vanish from their life, pop up months later. Yo, it's been a minute, DM with no explanation. And that's just how life moves after high school, Friendships stop being on a...
I got this one friend that I met at work. You know what I'm saying? She was cool. Like, we was cool at work. You know what I'm saying? But again, I gotta be here at work. I have to be here, right? Time goes on, and there's times where she visits Houston. And she's like, hey, come out, let's hang out, And just because of how cool we were, I give her the decency to hit her with the, oh, when you leaving? No, like, just because I'm going to respond. When you leaving? Oh, okay, bad. Well, yeah, I'm going to let you know. You know what I'm going to let you know means. Everybody knows. She's so cool, like, she's so tied in with me. She still will say happy birthday to me. I don't even remember this woman's birthday. Mind you, we was cool, but mind you as well, this was 4 years ago.
Automatic. You actually have to put effort in.
Job, anything. I'm a ghost. Job ends over with. Don't hit. I'm a ghost. Unless you impacted my life so heavy, then I do a great job keeping in contact with the people that I know. But I'm a ghost if we just on some cool shit.
That bond just fades, not out of malice or hatred, just out of life. Sorry, I'll try to keep it lighthearted, not to get too existential with you guys. All right, next up, we got the bum. There's the gap year person, and then there's their final form, the bum. Because the gap year person pretends that there's a plan.
I know this guy.
They're not even pretending anymore. They're in a deep void, no goals, no job, no plan, just vibes, vape clouds, and a mattress on the floor. Their sleep schedule doesn't exist. They just collapse at random. They've watched 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy this month alone. Every day is just a blur of TikToks, microwave burritos, and I'll do it tomorrow. You ask them what they're up to, and they'll go, just chilling lately, trying to figure stuff out. Bro, it's been a year. What are you trying to figure out? Shapes? They'll randomly bring up business ideas that sound like fever dreams, like, I might start a CBD candle line. I've been looking into, like, vending machines and passive income, You look over and they're watching a 6-hour YouTube documentary on crypto by a guy named Finance Daddy. They haven't applied to a single job, not because they're unqualified, but because they haven't updated their resume since 10th grade when they worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 weeks. And
I know a nigga that's a bum. We used to kick it every day, mind you. So y'all know a little bit about me, a little backstory. Here's another Dior lore story for y'all. When I used to be surfing, right? That's becoming like a thing when people would say, right? Like, they'll be like, oh, with Dior's. When Dior got but a yap when he says when I used to surf. When I used to be surfing, there's this dude, and I know him to this day. Like, we cool. Like, this is my friend. We cool, but we go on about our lives, but he stays in the area. He ends up getting in trouble because he was serving too, and he ends up going to jail for a while, probably about like 2 years or some shit. I don't know. He was in there for a little bit. So he gets out. He's back in the world, and he's a felon. So he don't get regular opportunities like the rest of us. So he's getting jobs at Goodwill and Jamba Juice and shit. Well, he keep getting fired from these hoes. Mind you, like, this was the bum because he never changed his ways coming out of high school. When we got out of high school, he was still trying to serve. He wasn't trying to elevate. We saw that as like, okay, we gonna get some money and have some good time, but we understand that we not trying to be trapped niggas for the rest of our lives. We trying to go forward and do some bigger shit. So we did. We moved on to go do that. He stayed doing that, thinking that, okay, now you not in high school no more, bro. A lot of your contacts a lot of your custos are leaving. They're leaving. They're not gonna be here no more. And you're not a high school nigga to be going into high schools and trying to figure certain shit out. Like, your custos will gradually start leaving unless you just elevating. You know, unless you got P's and niggas you got a bunch of people coming to you trying to get, and then there that lifestyle goes, is dangerous, bro. You know what I'm saying? It leads to the law. It leads to people trying to rob and set up, and you know. So he kept staying on that path. Goes to jail. You in jail for 2 years. Where you think your custos is still waiting on you, boy? You don't think that there's niggas is waiting? That's what you thought this was. So boom, he get out. He moved back to his city. He start doing whatever he do, whatever. This nigga never elevates his situation. He getting fired from pizza joints at 25 years old and shit. And the last thing that I heard from him just disappointed me. Mind you, this nigga's my age. He got with this girl, right? He got with this girl. He's like 26. He got with this girl. She's like 35, 36. She let him stay at the crib with her. Let him live and do what he want to do. Let him stay. What he does with her is he does this Walmart little setup. And mind you, last time I saw him was probably about almost a year ago now. He told me, hey, don't be telling everybody this because I don't want it to get hot. Nigga, do you understand? I'm not about to go do this, bro. I told him, I said, nigga, I'm not about to do this shit. Boy, I'm out here making YouTube videos. I'm not on that same wavelength. I'm not. So what he does is go to Walmart, right? He goes and buys a bunch of stuff. He leaves with it, returns it, gets a receipt for it, goes back in, gets all the stuff again, and walks out because he has the receipt, so he got it for free, basically. I said, nigga, Walmart? We grown at our age stealing from Walmart? So this is the bum in my... I got a few of those. I know a few of those, man. Don't be the bum, bro. Lock in on something and stay consistent at it. It's everything you do is a consistency game, my nigga, for real.
And here's the thing, it didn't start this way. Most of the time, the bum used to be the gap year person. They took a break to chill and then just never got back up. It's like when your computer goes into sleep mode but never wakes back up, that's them. It's being stuck in like a permanent loading screen. That's kind of the post-high school lineup. There's definitely some people I haven't covered, so 10,000 likes for a part 2. Whether you're in college pretending to take notes on a Zoom class or working 10-hour shifts debating if a Costco membership counts as an investment, you're not alone. None of us know what we're doing, and the ones that do, they're probably faking it better than the rest of us. Everyone moves at their own pace. Some people jump ahead and crash, some fall behind and catch up later, some disappear and come back with a beard and a business. But no matter where you're at, just don't get stuck. Don't let temporary become forever. Don't let comfort become your cage. And definitely don't convince yourself that burnout means you're just mature. That's not maturity, that's just poor hygiene and caffeine addiction. So take your time, take a nap, take a risk, but whatever you do, don't take advice from that one guy selling a $97 course on how to escape the Matrix. Okay, goodbye.
I like that video a lot, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. I'm about to be giving y'all these every single day, bro. So, excited for this journey over here. Like the video, sub up, comment up, Benjamin, see your channel. I love you. I appreciate your griff, y'all. And guess what? We go. ADD, lad, do it.